Teacher, what about you?
Hello,
Hello, teacher.
how are you guys doing? How do you feel, Mayra? Are you okay now? After you
Yeah,
recover?
much better. Yeah, afraid about coronavirus, but okay.
Oh,
Well,
God.
we just need to clean our hands several times and follow
Yeah.
prevent. That's what we need to do. And well, I guess, and eat well. Did you guys watch a video that was of an interview to uh, to scientist Patarroyo regarding coronavirus? Did you watch it? Have you watched that video?
No.
No, I haven't, teacher.
I'll look for it in a moment and I will share it with you. It's an interview um, that was that took place in like February 14th, a month ago, and he explains like the causes of the virus and he explains how dangerous it might be. He explains exactly that it's not as dangerous as we listen in the news. And well, you know, he's a scientist, so he studies viruses all the time. So I guess we should like listen to him to get more information about it from a person who knows, who works all the time with that topic. But what he says in general, what he says is that we need to eat well so that our system is ready. I mean, it's not going to be affected with that virus or any other. Sometimes I don't know if you have heard in the news that or that virus affects mainly old people and babies because they don't have a good system to fight against that virus or others. And they have, for example, seniors, all people have other illnesses that may make them more, let's say, um, weak to any virus. Anyway, I will share the link with you guys if you're interested in watching it. All right, the idea tonight is to review the topic of reported speech. Okay, you already work on a task to practice that topic, and this week you will continue working on that topic because this way has 2 units devoted to practice that, to practice reported speech. Do you guys remember the rules to report sentences? For example, if a sentence has a verb in present simple, what is the tense that we need to use to report it?
Past simple.
As simple, exactly. So an example, think about the news. So what did you listen in the news today? For example, the journalist said, uh, So that sentence that the journalist says is in present simple. There are. If we want to report it, we need to use past simple as Mayra mentioned. So how can we report it? Somebody who tells me the sentence in a reported way.
The journalist said
Exactly. Right?
there was 3 positive cases.
Okay, always that. The journalist said that.
There were
Exactly.
3 positive cases of coronavirus in Colombia.
Exactly. Now, if the sentence is in past simple, what is the rule? Let's suppose that the journalist mentioned what happened in Italy yesterday. So Italy government decided to ask the citizens to stay home for a week. So that sentence has a verb in past simple. What is the rule? What is the test that I need to use in order to report the idea?
Past perfect simple.
Exactly. Past perfect. So what is the reported sentence?
The journalist said
Right?
that Italy government
Uh-huh.
had decided
Exactly. Had decided to ask the citizens to stay home for a week. Right? Okay. What if the sentence is in past perfect? Let's say that the journalist says in 2015 a serious virus affected Africa. At that time, the government had decided to close the borders for. I'm just making up the idea, right? This is not true. To close the border for foreigners. So how can we report that idea? The rule. What's the rule? Anybody remembers the rule?
Same time.
Which one? Juan?
We use the same tense.
The same tense. So what is the only change that we make? The journalist?
In the past, yeah. Set.
Exactly. So to report it, we just add the verb said. The journalist said that in 2015, a serious virus. Here we need to change that this one because it's in past, right? So how can we change it?
We add had.
Exactly. Had affected Africa. At the time, the government had decided to close the border for foreigners before the disease spread up. So if we have a past perfect, we use the same. What if the sentence has a will? How can we report that idea? We will continue reporting the latest news. Let's say informing.
The journalist said they would continue.
Exactly. They would continue. Okay, so each time we have will, we will use would. And what if we have could, should, all those modal verbs? Okay, so what's the rule when we have those modal verbs in order to report the idea?
It's the same, teacher. We use the same modal verb.
Exactly. And the only change that we make is?
And the pronoun, and to add said that.
So the journalist, what?
Said that they could prevent to get sick. We
Uh-huh.
we could prevent to get sick. We wash, yeah.
Exactly. Right? Yes, so the idea is to memorize the rules. If we have present in the idea, we use past simple. If we have past simple, we use past perfect. If we have will, we use could. If we have modal verbs, we use the same modal verbs. Okay? questions? Yes. Okay, we forgot if we use present continuous, here you have the rules. So you need to use past continuous. If we have past continuous, we use past perfect continuous. Right? So this is to memorize these rules. Now, the task that you have for this week is about reading the news. You have it in your virtual room. You have Unit 6. You have a link that says News for Week 6. You need to choose only one of the news. There are 5. So Disney Immersive News Star Wars, Finland will give each parent 7 months. You choose only one. After you choose that one, you inform your classmates so they don't use the same. After you inform your classmates by using the forum, you need to create a PowerPoint presentation like the one that we have here as example. You need to report 7 ideas.
A teacher, for example, if um, in the news says that, for example, a person said something and that information is or has quotation marks. For example, if we want to report that that news or that idea, for example, we would say the news said that X person said.
Or just to make it's like easier if you just mention the person who said that. Here we have an example. This news is about a new airline in USA, and there is an example of what you just mentioned. Here we have some quotation marks because this person Wilson said seemed crazy at the time, but 20 years later, here we are. He's talking about the idea of offering short trips from small cities to small cities. So for some airlines, it is not profitable to offer that service. It's like to say here in Colombia, the business that or the service that Viva Colombia offers, which is less expensive, and they go to places that are not very touristic. Yes, so for example, go from, let's say, Girardot is just an example, to Fusagasugá, something like that. So for airplanes, it's not a good idea, for airlines, it's not a good idea to offer that service, to travel from a small city to a small city. This new airline is going to offer that service, and that's why this person, Wilson, says that 20 years ago, offering that service was a crazy idea. If I'm going to report that, the sentence will be this way. Wilson said that low-cost flights had seemed had seemed a crazy idea 20 years ago. Why? Because in the original one we have this verb in past simple. So when we want to report it, we use past perfect, and we mention the person who said the idea. Let's see other example about.
Teacher, for example, in that idea, I would say 20 years ago, we could use 20 years before, no?
Yes, we could say Wilson said that 20 years ago it had seemed a crazy idea to offer low-cost flights. We can use that in that order. Let's see other example from those news. We have other quotation marks here. Bringing low-cost non-stop service to these mid-sized cities will help not only the people living there by affording them better, more affordable, and more convenient service, said Janet Bednarik. Right, so we are going to report this one. Here, the verb is in what tense? What tense is used for this idea?
Future.
Future with will, right?
Yeah.
So it means that we need to report it by using what verb? Would. Okay. So this is the way we can report it. Janet said that Breeze would offer more affordable and more convenient service to people who live in mid-sized US cities and would help those cities compete in a market that now heavily favors them. Okay, let's see other example.
Teacher, could we use that in here and there? For example, in the previous example, who was? Janet said that bringing low-cost non-stop service to these mid-sized cities would help. Wouldn't help. Yeah.
Yes, we can use the same order of the idea.
Okay.
So Janet said that bringing low-cost non-stop service to mid-sized cities would help not only the people living there by affording them better, more affordable, and more convenient service.
Isn't there a problem with the gerund there? No.
No, because bringing here means it's a noun. We usually write ing when we want to change a verb, to make a verb a noun. For example, exactly, as a subject. So for example, we have the verb eat, and we want to make it to make a subject that in Spanish will be comer. Comer no como verbo, sino como de lo que se habla en la oración. Por ejemplo, comerán en las noches no es recomendado por los médicos. Comer después de las 9 de la noche no es recomendado por los médicos. Ahí no está funcionando como verbo en sí, sino como lo que se está hablando, de lo que se está hablando. ahí se vuelve un sujeto. Entonces, cuando yo hago eso con los verbos, le pongo el ing. Por eso no habrá inconveniente ahí. Janet said that bringing locals non-stop. Ahí estaría bien. Let's see other example. We have Breeze Airways, which has applied for an airline operating certificate with the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Aviation Administration, is actually founder David Neilman's fifth airplane startup. Okay, so this is to say that this man started up the airline, and that the airline needs some certificates from the official officers in the USA, which are Department of Transportation and Federal Aviation. Those are the offices that give permission to airlines in order to offer services to citizens. So here we have present perfect. So what is the tense that we need to use to report? So remember, what is the rule? If we have present perfect, we report
Past
by
perfect.
using past perfect. Okay. So the thing would be the news said, because this was not mentioned by a person, was not in quotation marks, but was written by the journalist. So we could say the news said that Breeze Airways had applied, right? Past perfect. For an airline operating certificate with the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Aviation Administration. So again, the thing is to memorize the rules, to change the verb in the sentence, and at the beginning, we need to mention who says that. If it's a journalist, if it's the name of a person, if we found it in a newspaper. Let's do one more. Okay, what about this second sentence that we have underlined? What is the verb? And how can we report that?
The news said
Yes,
that Breeze would target,
exactly. And the rest.
and in that don't, it's it doesn't it change?
No, because the translation will be, la noticia decía que Breeze target es, ¿cómo se dice publicidad que tú le vas se va a dirigir? Breeze dirigirá su oferta a las ciudades pares de tamaño mediano que no tienen actualmente servicio de parada en esas ciudades. Entonces, este no es el verbo principal, no es el que cambia. Cambio es el primero, el principal de la oración.
Okay.
Yo los veo, o sea, están muy callados. Quiero que me digan si es confuso, qué preguntas hay.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, teacher. Like I'm a little confused because there are a lot of structures that I need to memorize,
Ajá.
and I want to be honest. Like I need to check the PDF every time
Okay.
that I want to
Ajá.
change
Yes.
into report to speech. Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to understand all the structures.
Okay. Yeah. But exactly what you need is to have the PDF with the rule. So you just need to read it and see what is the tense that you need to use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, teacher. That's it.
What about Hugo, Leonardo?
Um, I think it's to we need to read the the news and do some exercises. Yes,
Uh-huh.
to practice because we need to interpret it. Maybe it's any difficult to interpret. Yes, for example. Yes.
Okay, let's do something. Go to the virtual room, download the rooms. Meanwhile, I will open some conversations and with some conversations, we will practice again. What is the verb that you need to change to report the ideas in the conversations, right? But you need the room, so please download it from Unit 5 in the virtual room. Meanwhile, I will look for the conversations. Did you find the PowerPoint, the PDF with the rules?
Yeah,
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, here we have a short conversation about two friends who are talking about their vacation plans. So let's suppose that we are listening to this friend having the short conversation, and you're going to report. You're going to tell me what you heard. So we have in the first sentence, we have present perfect. So according to the rules, what you need to use to report it, to report present perfect.
Past perfect.
Okay, could you please report that question? Hugo, tell me what Alex said.
Mm, okay. Mm, Alex say.
Okay, hold on a second. Since here you're gonna tell me about their conversation, you're gonna tell me what Alex asked Beth. So we can change the verb said by the verb asked or by the verb which other? Replied. Yeah, okay. So go ahead.
Alex asked
¿A quién? Alex asked.
asked to Beth.
Sin el tú. Alex asked Beth.
Alex had Beth. Had you have you made any vacation plans?
Vale, si tú dices, have you made any vacation plans? You are not reporting but telling me exactly what the person said.
Had.
Had.
In that case, we need to report. So Alex has bet if si que,
If she had.
if she
Okay. Yes.
had made any vacation plans. Okay. Now,
Okay.
Henry, please report the answer.
The answer. Okay. Alice, sorry, Beth said to Ben, to Alex, sorry. Beth said, Alex.
Sorry, told Alex.
Told Alex. Said, she. That she had decided one thing.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, this is. Do we have to change the in that part the? Okay, got it. Sorry, to me. That that she was going to camping. I think so.
Okay, but since this is future.
Oh, okay. She wouldn't. She would.
Uh-huh.
She would go to camping.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Then we have Alex. That's great. How long? So Mayra, could you please report? Here we have the verb, the tense. So how can we report that?
Alex said that was great,
Uh-huh.
that it was great. And he asked,
Exactly.
for how long?
Okay. Leonardo, report Beth's answer.
Um, okay. Okay. Beth said she was going to be, used to be, was away for a week.
Okay, but remember this is future. So,
She was going to, yes?
well,
Would.
would.
Would, Leonardo. Miss, I have a question. So when you have will and going to in reported speech, we need to use would.
Yes,
Okay.
it's an idea about a plan.
Okay.
When is future?
Yes,
Okay. Beth said that she would go, be away,
exactly,
be away for a week.
exactly,
And she said she only half is the same,
exactly.
5 days of vacation.
Good. Let's report other conversation. Again, these two are friends and they are talking about their plans. So who wants to start to report the first
Me,
sentence?
teacher. Me,
Juan.
teacher.
Okay, Juan.
Study asked,
Uh-huh.
study asked change that that I don't know what. Let me see. Then um, study asked Sean what she was. Are you going to do what she would do
Uh-huh.
after graduation?
Exactly.
Teacher, about going to, I saw a chart that says that we going to use the press
Past perfect.
the present of the verb to be. So we could use the past of that verb to be. For example, I was that she was going to do.
What she was going to do after graduation.
Yes.
Uh-huh. But it's also it has also a sense of future, so we can use would.
Yeah.
So if we use that tense I said was going to is a wrong report speech.
I will check, but if the other option that you have there is possible, but since it is has a sense of future, the use of present continued here, we can use would, right? Okay, who wants to report Cheng's answer?
I try. I want to do
Henry?
it. Ken's answer. Um, Shane told Tarit
Yes.
Shane told Tarit that she had saved some money
Uh-huh.
and um, oh, and she oh my goodness, I don't know, teacher, what is the
Yes, the past. What's the past of think?
and she thought
Uh-huh.
she really liked to travel.
Exactly. So in Spanish will be, Cheng le dijo a Tarit que ella había ahorrado dinero y
Y
pensaba
ella pensaba que
que
ella
ella realmente quería
quería viajar.
viajar.
Okay.
Okay, good. Tarit's answer,
Me, teacher.
Leonardo.
Tarif said, look at, look at, look at
Lucky,
you.
but if you say
La-
that way, you're not reporting. Tarit said,
Total change.
Let's say, look at,
if you say
look
that,
at,
is
looked.
Okay.
lo que vas a reportar es que Tarit le dijo a Cheng que ella era, que ella tenía suerte. Pero ahí lo que dijiste fue, Tarit dijo, tienes suerte. Entonces no la reportaste, dijiste tal cual las palabras que ella mencionó.
Uh,
Entonces, como dices,
I don't
Tarit,
understand well, teacher.
es que
A little confused.
en esta, Leonardo, tú tienes una expresión, una expresión, no es una oración completa. Tarit le dice, qué suerte, ¿sí?
Yeah. Yes. Lucky means suerte. Yeah.
¿Sí? Y como no tienes allí un verbo, entonces tú tienes que decir, Tarit le dijo a Chen que ella tenía suerte. Porque no puedes decir, Tarit le dijo a Chen, qué suerte, porque si no, no la estás reportando, estás diciendo tal cual las palabras que ella menciona.
So that it said, look at you. That sounds exciting. It's like
Esas
yes.
son tal cual las palabras, entonces para reportarlas decimos Tarit said Chen o told Chen that she was lucky.
But you have to use the past.
Uh-huh.
That sounded.
And that
That
it sounded exciting.
sounded.
Sí, ahí te puedes confundir un poco por lo que te digo, no, aquí no hay verbo. Como decir, qué suerte. Entonces, ella le dijo a la otra que ella tenía suerte. Esa es la forma de reportarlo. Okay, what about this? Chen. Yeah, then I plan to get a job and my own apartment. Cuando ella dice yeah, es porque está de acuerdo, ¿cierto? Con lo que le dijo la otra persona. Entonces yo puedo reportar diciendo que Cheng estuvo de acuerdo con lo que le dijo Tarit.
Uh,
Planned.
to do.
Entonces, ¿cómo queda?
Cheng said, yeah. Then
Si tú dices
he
así,
or
no
she
es reportes, estás diciendo
said,
He
tal
was
cual.
agree. He agreed.
yeah.
He agreed.
Yes. Chen agreed to the
Chen told Tarit that she was agree
And told her. Chen agreed and told her he planned.
that she was agree, or she agreed. Agree, and that
And told her that
and told her that she planned to get a job
Her own apartment. On apartment.
on her own apartment.
ok, ya mucho mejor. Listo. Terminémosla. You are not going to live at home.
Add
Tarit.
one.
Go ahead.
Tarit
Tarit
asked if she wouldn't live at home.
Exactly. Okay, the answer.
He answered that she didn't want to live with her parents when she started to work.
She answered that she
didn't want
exactly.
to live
Exactly.
with her parents when she started to work.
Exactly. With her parents when she started to work. Right. And Tarit
Told her or said
Tarit told Chen
told her that she knew what
that she knew what
She meant.
she meant.
exactly. And Cheng
Chen asked Tarit
had
what about her?
Okay, that's possible.
and if she had any or Any is or some in that case.
She have any plans?
Any plans?
Do we use yet or not, teacher?
No, because
Okay.
yet is only for questions.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So far, if she had any plans.
So far? Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
possible, yes. Uh-huh.
Study answer she that
She
would get
would get a job and live home.
and broke
She said
Uh-huh.
she was broke.
that she was broke.
Yeah.
Okay, now look, the only case in which we can avoid the use of that is because the sentence, the word after that starts or is a pronoun. The word after that is a pronoun. Is the only case in which we can avoid the use of that. Right, good. So I think you got the idea. I think what you need is to memorize the rules. So remember to create the PowerPoint with pictures, choose 7 sentences from the news, and report them in a PowerPoint presentation with pictures. So next time when you hear the news, by telling your classmates what you read, you will report what you read.
Okay.
Good. Questions?
Teacher, I have a question, but it isn't it isn't about this topic. I would like to ask you about the verb refer. Is that verb a stated verb, or we can use ing with that verb? Refer.
Refer,
Yeah.
for example, in what sentence?
I don't know.
No, I don't. I won't say it referring to. No, it refers to.
If for example a person is referring something, no.
I I think that the verb refers is not an action verb, so it is not possible
It's,
to.
it is it's a stated verb.
Yeah, it's not continuous. You don't
Yeah.
do that action for a period of time.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
something that happens in a specific moment.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's see. But it says that it can be inflected by referring. So let's see. Twain
Yeah.
was referring to Shakespeare,
For example.
so it is possible. what happens is that it cannot be translated with as an
Yeah.
ing verb as in Spanish,
Refiriéndose. Ujú,
but it's translated in a different way.
ujú.
This is a good web page. I don't know if you use it. It's wordreference.com. So
Yes, I use it. It's so good.
yeah, it
The
has
context.
uh-huh, phrasal verbs and also the discussion forum that gives you can get more information. Okay, any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, I was gonna, yeah, I told you that I wanted to share with you the link of Patarroyo. So here you have the link if you want to watch it. It's like just 20 minutes, but he will give you information about the virus. So he says that we need to prevent, but we cannot get that scared about it. Well, that's what he says. So just if you want to watch it. And also, since in our next virtual encounter, we are going to share information about the news that you will read, I guess we will have extra time to have a discussion about a topic to practice more your English in an oral way. So I'm gonna ask you to watch a video about what success means for a man and to reflect upon some questions related to that topic. So I will share with you in the chat box the link of the video and the questions. So I guess we will have time for that exercise next week. It's just a 20-minute video. Okay, there you have the questions and you have the link. So copy and paste it in your computers, and that's the second task for our next virtual encounter. Okay, did you copy and paste?
Yes, teacher.
Any of you have any other question? Something you are starting in this way and you want to review?
No, teacher. That
Nope,
is
no, nobody.
okay.
Okay, so today we are going to finish now. and we'll meet next week, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Thank you everybody for joining the encounter.
Okay, teacher.
Thank
Have a
you,
nice
teacher.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye.
rest of the
everybody.
week. Bye.
Bye-bye.